Hello. In the introduction part of the construction management training course, we propose to discuss three main questions. Why do we want to build? What do we want to build? And how do we want to build? We would like to discuss it, not to tell you how to do it or provide you with any ready-made solutions, just to discuss. We will tell you how we see our joint work on reconstruction and development of our country. We really want to share with you with our own developments. The community will be focused on its own tasks and approaches to solve them. And every specialist will have his own goals he wants to achieve during the training process. He will be able to use also his own capabilities and approaches. We are ready to cooperate with every community, big city or small regional center, as well as every specialist individual. The project CLS Ukraine has been initiated in our country. Its goal is to help territorial communities, state, regional and civil military administrations overcome the consequences of aggression and hostilities. Support in rebuilding the destroyed infrastructure of cities, towns, villages, and develop all regions, all communities in our country. We are sure that the formation of a complete Ukrainian regions and communities reconstruction and development program should be the first step in moving in this direction. The complete reconstruction program of the region or the area of the territorial community should promote the modern approaches and practices for the recovery of Ukraine, as well as determine the main priorities of the reconstruction policy, according to the decree of the Ministers' Cabinet of Ukraine 1159, dated 14th October 2022. It is essential that the proper foundation should be laid for the concern for the individual as the main value of the society, social justice and living convenience, as well as the balance of resettlement and employment, environment safety, energy efficiency, and of course the preservation of the heritage, traditions and national memory. In our opinion, it is the answer to the first question: why do we want to build? It is very important at what level this decree of Ministers' Cabinet of Ukraine will be implemented, what programs will be developed, and how well the work on this implementation will be organized. Our second question is: what do we want to build? What objects are to be included in the reconstruction and development program? How should the objects to be located, and what critical infrastructure is to be provided first? We realize that it is very significantly to ensure the effective and mutual interaction between the territorial communities and design companies to achieve the goals on the reconstruction and development program. Their joint work should be resulted in the development of technical solutions and budget formation for the construction of residential complexes, industrial, social and other facilities according to the implementation of our recovery program. We propose to help the design companies create libraries of the typical construction objects in the database on the platform of the CLS Ukraine project. The CLS Ukraine platform, every design company will have its own individual page to get the chance to communicate with the representatives of the communities and other participants involved into the process of reconstruction and development of our country. From our side, we are ready, willing and able to provide free software for creating the construction objects libraries. And at the same time, all the organizational and technical solutions ensure the confidentiality of information concerning the library formation. Next, on the CLS Ukraine platform, you will have the possibility to share information with the Ukrainian and foreign design companies and to use this information in your work. This possibility will be available for all communities interested in our joint work. The CLS Ukraine project, supported by the international organizations, should foster the collaboration of all specialists. To streamline the communication with the prospective investors, all the required information should be prepared beforehand. I mean the databases of the objects, the visual representation of these objects, technical solutions, budget, and preliminary construction schedule. Now we are moving to the third question: how do we want to build? The successful construction management can be achieved on the basis of the generated databases. How to do it properly, we will try to discuss it during our main training course, CLS Education Project. Today, the lack of specialists who can use the modern approaches in the construction management is increasing, unfortunately, in our country. We invite you to become a participant of our main training course. We are sure together we can do more. Our main training course includes all the required information on the processes of construction management, and it is sufficient to obtain all knowledge and skills to use it in this area. Our main training course consists of 3 stages. The first stage of the main course is Introduction. We propose you to start your CLS experience by watching the tutorial videos represented below. The first stage of training consists of 9 topics. Preview materials for all these 9 topics and the ability to read the text will help you to understand all the functionality of CLS, get a full picture of the abilities of this software package. You can also find the QA chat formed for each topic for communication between the participants of training. Also, you will be able to ask your own questions to get more explanations. Moreover, at this age, you can create your personal database of the construction object in the system. You will have the opportunity to check how the construction management actions described in the tutorial videos can be realized in practice. This information may be sufficient if your goal is just to get knowledge in the approaches. If not, the next stages of training are directly related to get practice in individual modules of the system, as well as to be able to work at a specific so-called workplace. You can be a planning specialist, logistics specialist, or construction budget control specialist, or so on. These stages are dedicated to those specialists who are willing to know software in more details and work it. We have selected for you the project of cottage house as a construction site for training. It is a small project, but you can review and study all the functions of the construction management system using this example. The training database is pre-filled with the required information for training. You will have the formed archive of project documentation. The construction house is carried out according to it. Also, you will have the structure of the construction object, the information about subcontractors and contracts, the schedule of construction and installation works. Moreover, the partial information on the acts of acceptance will be available. At the second stage of the main training course, it is required to generate purchase information for the supplied construction materials, organize work with additional subcontractors in the system, accept work, and receive all kinds of reports concerning the progress of construction with the use of information previously entered as an example. At the third stage of the main training course, the work on one of the project documentation sections is to be performed. But at the same time, the work is organized using the specialists' workplaces. We call them system roles. They are formed in our system, and the work begins with the conversion of 3D models into the system database. The attendance of the management course will give you a comprehensive understanding of organization of joint work of investors, customers, design and construction companies. It consists of the first stage. It is similar to the first stage of the main training course of CLS education project, and the study of effective approaches and software tools that form a common data environment for all participants in construction management. The IT system development course will include the knowledge of the development of construction management system and the development of the new effective tools and approaches used in this area of activity. Now I would like to summarize and say that the main purpose of our main course is to help specialists to get practical skills in all major construction management processes. It is very essential to have deep knowledge in your area, but understanding of each of these areas streamlines our work and makes it more effective. And because it is always good to work in the team and understand each other. Thank you for your attention. Join us and good luck.